Yeah, well, even okay. So we spend it's
No,
gonna
no, no, no.
in a month. In a month, we're gonna multiply. I still think this is close one. Oh
And over time, but we will be separate about the option of payment after we've done with that. Now we have just no, we cannot afford it. We just have to pay the standard.
yes, that's what it is. Then plus 35 times 4 times.
That means then you, but you can't leave a space open. Then you say just
Our advertising to do radio, but to do print media as well as social media to reach, because now we tried for this month and we did 24, but maybe we want to experiment and see in month 2 we're going to spread, and we must also think, do we have enough money? Because if you have a look here, we only have only 700, in the 12 hours worked out. If we look there, after 2 years, we're still going to owe 640,000. So we need to try and be wise with advertising, to reduce it. So maybe for our second month only, let's say 15,000 rands, and see at the end of the second month what we deliver.
And remember, like we added some amount in some crates, so we just have to find a portion we can at least reduce some amount. Like we can't make the same loss like last month.
And do we need to have? It's a lot to pay for advertisements at the beginning of the business.
Where were
we?
So based on Easter's results, I can definitely say increasing on advertising and increasing on salaries. A happy employee is a happy business, because now if we literally invest in the employees and the advertising, basically we investing in the customer, both the customer and also the employees, and which is actually the crux of the business. I think that's the crux of the business, and we focus less on savings, but rather to invest more.
Yes, because there's going to be more returns at the end of the day.
Okay, no, definitely, I totally agree. Any other inputs?
Then what about our
Increasing our stock.
Yeah, increasing our stock. But now the catch also is how do we balance off the incoming and the outgoing of stock? It's one thing to be fully stocked, and then we have to now sit with that stock and look at it. And also, I think at least we will be looking, totally reading away with that whole notion of not reaching our full potential with classes. Remember, we had that issue here where there was stealing of money, unhappy employee. They'll get their own happiness and everything.
How many classes?
It was, we were running at a efficiency of about 360. Now 360 times that by our selling price. That's a fortune actually. That's quite a fortune. It's quite a fortune. It's actually worrying.
Okay.
Actually worrying.
Okay, then that's
So we
fine.
agreed by saying we increase the wages to 25,000. I mean to 25 rand per hour.
per hour,
which is actually way above the prime rate. Prime going rate.
Okay.
And then advertising, focusing on what matters.
Yes, we're cutting on advertising.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because honestly, in reality, I think even in reality now today, Mr. Mashek, who still reads the Star every day?
Elderly people, they do. They buy, believe you me, they do.
Unfortunately, now that is the only existing.
Okay.
They do.
Yeah.
All right then.
Okay.
Then we're done.
No, I think
Okay.
we're done.
All right.
Totally.
Okay then.
Yeah.
How much?
times 4 times 160. That's the cost. 57,600. Right? It's a negative figure. Of that, we envision that we'll have 100% minus 81.67. We'll have 18% left. So what is 18% of that? Times 57,600. No, percent. No, oh, sorry. You said 100% minus 81.67. It's 18.33%. So what is 57,600 times 18.33%? It equates to 10,000. It's quite high.
Why can it be 10,558? It's more than our stock at hand.
No, it can't be our stock. No. Remember, we said this equates to what is left here, which is 11 credits.
So this will be the price of the new stock.
My name is Manga Vilagazi. I'm an entrepreneur and I studied at the University of Johannesburg. That's when I enrolled for Enactus for 3 years. And I have been, I had the opportunity to come to this simulation, and it has helped me a lot in my business and in my personal life. What I've experienced in this training is that how to give a business pitch and a lot of entrepreneurial ideas, because I also used to think I am a social entrepreneur until I actually learned what the word really means and how to implement it in my business, in which I think it's gonna work for my future. Well, I've learned that in a business, you need to know all the aspects of your business in order for it to grow, and you need to have a team, a dream team, to help you in it. And I've learned so much from the people that I've spent time with here, and I want to implement it in my own life. Well, I'd like to give back to my community and my university. As an Enactus alumni, I would like to go back and help the future Enactus winners in the UJ community. And I'd like to encourage students to start their own businesses as soon as possible, so that they could have the real experience of what they're learning at school.
I'm Rina Wilken. I'm an Enactus faculty advisor at the University of Pretoria. Well, the training started out yesterday, and to me it was a bit going slow, but I must say this morning it was more vibrant, and I can see the reason why it started out, not as actively involved as that I thought it should be. I've been exposed to, similar training in the past, but I think the interaction between people and the team and the importance of teamwork and to make decisions as a team is maybe the vital experience or what I've learned here. I'm obviously going to take it back to my students. I would love them to get a similar experience. I just would rather like them to work on a real business idea that they identify. But I will definitely take it back to my students.
My name is Nobuko Sihlotlo. I'm currently a university lecturer at the Val University, and I've decided to take part in this business simulation training so that I can assist my students in the workplace in terms of how to help them develop business ideas and also how to grow the current business ideas which they already have. In the day and a half that I've been through this training, basically it has been phenomenal. It has helped me in terms of how to experience authentic learning, and also in how to build this particular business ideas that I have, and also the ideas that my students are likely to have. So this has been a phenomenal and really developmental exercise that I've gone through in the past 1.5 days. Two things that I have learned from this training. The first thing that I have learned through this training is risk-taking and thinking outside the box. Basically, through the exercises that I was able to be involved in, I learned how to take risks and also how to think creatively outside the box in view of developing business ideas that are unique and that can help to solve world problems or to solve societal issues. The second thing that I also learned is how to make decisions, business-related decisions, based on limited amounts of information. So those are the two basic things that I've learned, and I believe they are very useful in terms of the business ideas that I intend to develop, as well as when the things that I need to do to train other students. Primarily as a lecturer, this training, first and foremost, is going to help me to develop the skills, soft skills, business skills of my students in the faculty wherein I am currently based. Also, this training is going to also help me in terms of my own soft skilling, the soft skilling that I need as I do my lecturing work, the soft skilling that I also need in the training and grooming of entrepreneurs, both in my institution and also with other young entrepreneurs that I'm going to meet in the future.
My name is Tabanyatlo. I am from Pretoria. I'm currently in business development, helping SMME in strategic developments. I'm here to learn about the simulation of business development, especially because that's the sphere that I'm in, and also to spark an interest in young people getting into entrepreneurship. This training has exposed me to how challenging actually starting a business can be. It has opened my eyes on financials, especially where you miss and people start to lose their profit, and it has also shown me that you need to be proactive in your left brain and your right brain to be able to make a business succeed. I learned that a business takes a lot out of a person. You really need to be determined and you need to be focused on what you're doing, because one little mistake can actually collapse your entire business. So it's important that when you're running a business, don't do it in silos. Rather find other people who can help you, because 4 brains are always better than 1 brain. So the biggest thing that I learned is that teamwork really does help and it does work. Very importantly, I'm in training and development of businesses. So I'm definitely going to apply this to my clients whom I do train on how to improve their businesses. And secondly, I'm going to take it back to the students at my universities and other universities as well, because it's important that when you're trying to start a business, you understand what are the dynamics, what are all the challenges that you're going to face in a business. And this simulation and training has shown me some of the aspects that are important when you're trying to run a business. So taking it back to the community and also, of course, applying it to my business as well will be very important.
Okay, my name is Jacqueline Alani. I'm an alumni from the University of Limpopo. I studied Bachelor's of Information Studies, and I'm quite interested in helping people. I've learned that with every decision that you take, it can either make you or break you. So with that, it means that whenever you're faced with challenges, you just need to put your frustrations aside and think critically about whatever that you're going to decide on, bearing in mind that tomorrow the decision that you made is going to impact on what is going to happen tomorrow. I am going to use it in my business and also in teaching other people, because it's very important to, I've realized that people tell us that you need to start a business, but they don't really explain to you the dynamics involved in running a business. So with this simulation training, I've learned that challenges are always going to be there, and we need to teach people how to handle their problems, their challenges, how to deal with them, and how to overcome them.
My name is Timbi Mudou from Valley University of Technology. All right, I teach management subjects, and the reason I came here was to learn something new, something outside my comfort zone. I expected a more traditional setup. It was a shocker to me to see this, laid back, yet creative setup, creative environment, and I think it's new to me. Remember, I'm used to this traditional way of doing things. Like our facilitator said, thinking outside the box. I remember I'm from the management side of things, and creativity is not necessarily my thing. So I learned to be more creative, to take every challenge and see more than one solution to a challenge, and also see more challenges to the very solution that I have, so that you always have, you ooze solutions and always be on your toes. I think I want to use it in my classes, because you get, also our students are very traditional. It's 1 and 1 equals to 2. They don't think that 1 and 1 can be 3. So thinking outside the box, or thinking more creatively, means that you have to think of more creative way of doing things. So I think I want to instill that skill. If I know they have their own skills, we have our own skills, but you can always sharpen your skills by learning new things. So I think I want to contribute a little to their intellectual capacity through how we did things today and yesterday.
My name is Jack Ntembu, and I'm an Enactus alumni. My experience so far with the training has been, first there's actually great people, meeting up with all the different faculty advisors from different universities. Just learn a lot from different people and, their backgrounds and stuff. And the experience for the program alone, it's just been great, just thinking that you think you know much, but you realize that you don't really know a lot of things. So I think for the experience, it's been a lot of just self-awareness and just being able to meet new people. Okay, what I learned today, based on, because we started with the simulation yesterday, and we made some decisions, and seeing the results of based on what we learned, we realized that there's a lot of things you need to take into consideration, because we thought this was such an easy simulation first, but after actually considering, looking at how we performed from yesterday's information, realized today that, hey, we didn't take into market consideration, how the market is looking and that. So what I could say, the bigger learning that I took out from this is that, in everything you're doing, you have to just put everything together. Don't focus on the small part of it and realize later that, hey, you didn't think it through and that. So one thing that I do is I teach young kids entrepreneurship and that. So I work mostly with high school kids as well as just post-university students. Post-high school students. So I think taking what I've learned today and going back, I'd like to actually teach more people about business, because I'm very passionate about that. Teach more people about, you don't have to have this massive big idea. You just have to just take the little that you have around you, work around it and do something from it. So taking back from what I learned, I'd like to take back to communities and just teach people on how to start something of their own, and that it's not impossible, it's really possible.
My name is Onika Tandi Majega. I'm a lecturer at Vaal University of Technology. I teach entrepreneurship to the students at Vaal University of Technology, the students who are studying analytical chemistry, biomedical, biotech, and non-destructive testing. So I came to this workshop to learn more about business simulation, because in most cases we teach students how to start a business, but they don't have an opportunity to be in a real situation. So business simulation is going to assist students to test how to run a business in a free environment economy. Today's teaching have taught me a lot, that before you start a business, you need to analyze the information. You need to analyze the information thoroughly and look at business functions. Look at your financials, look at human resource, look at your market, look at the different kinds of customers, and be able to satisfy your employees in order that they can work hard to attract customer by providing customer satisfaction. What I've learned is that before you take decisions, you need to look at alternative decisions, try some decisions, and from there is then you can take a major step where you take the final decisions. So I've realized that in our company we have made a loss because we were quick in taking decisions, but we didn't look at other options. How many people would buy our product? And then we didn't look at the capacity of our production, and we employed few employees, and we couldn't satisfy our customer because we didn't have capacity to provide. So I've learned that we don't only look at the profit, you look at satisfying your employees, and your employees will work harder in order to satisfy the customer. And if the customer are well satisfied, they will use the word of mouth to attract other customers. And what else? What I've learned also is that we need to invest more in marketing our product, because we have spent less in marketing our product, and hence we didn't get a lot of customers. With this teaching that I've learned today, I think I'm going to revise myself. I'm going to start from scratch and try to solve these problems. When I feel comfortable, I'm going to introduce this training to my students, because most of the students, they study entrepreneurship, but still they look for employment. So in my class, I'm going to make sure that I don't only train students to be future employees, but to be both future employers. Most of the students, they've got fear to start the business because they didn't start the business before, but I think implementing their business simulation will give them the feel of running a business, and that would motivate them to start their own business.
Okay, my name is Stella Vuma from the University of Johannesburg. I'm the faculty advisor under the College of Business and Economics School of Information Systems. The training is very educational. I think from my point of view, coming from the IT environment, I've learned how to apply a business on a scenario based of numeric critical thinking, how to work as a team, and also strategic analysis of the business. So that was very informative for me. The accounting management skills, the importance of it in the business, that it's not only about just the good business idea. At the end of the day, it's about the balance sheet. What I've learned, I'll take it back to the students that I teach, which is business analysis. It's basically an IT subject, but it's definitely just to show as well that when you're analyzing a business, you're also not only looking at the technological side, you also have to consider the accounting side, how you're going to calculate your cost and how it's going to influence your business at the end of the day.
My name is Simpio Ptelezi. I'm an ex Enactus student, so I'm an alumni from the University of KwaZulu-Natal. I've been involved with Enactus since 2006. Essentially, my reason for joining this training was to just increase to just improve my knowledge of my business acumen knowledge, and it's essentially just to genuine interest on how the model works, and see how one can apply it in personally as well as teaching other people that model. My perceptions on what I thought I knew, and also just to work again, have the opportunity to work again in a team, which has been out of it. I mean, being in a corporate space, you tend to focus on number one quite a lot, and just to be in a team environment and just learning on how quite minute and quite simple elementary mistakes that we do when we're in a business context that can lead to quite large losses at one given time. So that's what I essentially learned from that. For me, it's giving me confidence back in terms of my just confidence in myself and an ability to actually run a business and actually have confidence in my thinking, which was kind of a bit away. For me, I will take it into comfort knowing the knowledge and impart it to people that I work with, and also try to train as many people to be involved in this, because it's quite an involved process, and it's quite a thought-provoking process where you are challenged to actually think out of the box, and also just to look at how creative you are, and also to actually critique your areas of lacking. So being in a team, it quite helps, and that to be comfortable with the fact of knowing that, look, I'm not going to know everything, and you have team members to kind of balance you off. So for me, that's one of the things I've learned out of this, and I'm going to do going forward in my life with this particular experience that I had here.
Hello, I'm Lema. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an industrial engineer, and I'm also a project manager. I think my experience has been a lot of learning, but in a more creative way, in a more creative way, with a lot of decision making, a lot of risk taking, but in a more creative way where it's an unexplored way. I've learned a lot of how to involve entrepreneurship with your daily life, how to involve decision making, risk management, but in an entrepreneurship light of things, and how to heavily involve that in your daily lives, your career, and with a lot of what's going to come into the future, how it's going to involve so much of that, because we're in an information era, and I think that is truly vital. I think my daily life works with dealing with a large number of people, and I mean that's a direct audience already. I think I'm going to teach the line of people that work with me or under me or in any direction with me. But yeah, I think I'm gonna incorporate this in my own life, in my career, in the people I work with, and to teach them, and just to actually take them along and steer them along and say, you know what, this is where things are going, way forward.
Hi, I'm Ayanda Sokobile. My experience has been amazing. I got to engage with a lot of other students, and by bouncing off ideas, we got to learn a lot from each other. So it's been an amazing experience. Well, I've learned that by engaging with other students, you get to bounce off different ideas. You get to learn as to how other people think, you know, because I think most of us were introverts, and by talking and experiencing, and we get to learn that you don't need to necessarily be a loner. You can engage other people, and you get to learn a lot from another person. So that experience has taught me a lot. By engaging in more communication, you actually get to know more about certain things. So we had one of those exercises, we call it a cow exercise, and I got to learn that by looking at something, you can actually, the exercise was actually about a cow. So you can have different ideas,
in a relaxed environment, there's so many ideas that come up from something. You don't necessarily need to be straightforward, you know? So it taught me how to be innovative.
My name is Denzalo Prudence Shabete, and I'm an alumni. So far, it has been good. This is the second day that we're having this workshop, and we're learning a lot. I love the interaction that we're having with the facilitators. I love the interaction that we're having amongst ourselves, and it shows a great potential that we are really growing from this workshop. I've learned to differentiate between an enterprise and a business that makes profit. So I've learned that not every business is meant for profit maximization. Some other businesses are meant to grow the community, to develop the community, and not just that, but to reinforce, like, bring back that form of it belongs to us type of thing. And I've learned a lot from the facilitators. Well, firstly, this is a UBC, meaning it's a University Business Challenge. So I've just graduated from the university. I think I'll have to implement this in my own community, because the learning experience that I've required from here or got from here is so big, and I don't think it has to end just in varsities. Our communities need this as well. So I might as well start a business. Who knows? I don't know.
My name is Kolega Hangaza. I'm from the Val University of Technology, and I lecture economics for first years. I think it's a different environment where you are put in a situation where you need to think out of your box. You even think of something that you never thought you would think of. Starting a business using a simple thing such as a cow on the first day, and looking at the ideas that we came up with, and generating from one idea, generating another idea, and just snowballing of ideas, and the fun that you could have in terms of developing a business idea, coming up with an idea and making a difference at the same time, being a social impact. So it's about also social entrepreneurship, to say that you can look at something, make money out of it, but at the same time changing people's lives in a positive way. That to generate ideas, you don't need to think hard. You can just be sitting somewhere and an idea just pops, and you can bounce it with different people and make it an impact in other people's lives, and change just a simple thing. You can change so many lives. You can make a difference with a simple idea that you're just chilling at home. I think I was actually telling my HOD that it's time for a change, and this opportunity came at the right time, where I was looking for something different, and given the opportunity to go and become a trainer that I can still use in the same environment that I'm working in, but in a different way, where now I'm doing something different from my everyday work activities that I do. So, and also hoping to, because we're facing unemployment in South Africa, and then to say to students, in your first year, let's already think of a business. Start generating business ideas and create employment, instead of being at work at university for 3 years, 4 years, and then only to find out that there's no employment, where else you could have wasted 4 years where you could have came up with an idea on already while you're still a student, you're also running a business. So to say, how then as a student, instead of receiving something, you give something out. Let's say after my year or 2 years at university, because some students don't even finish university. So at least when they drop out, maybe in their first year or second years, depending on whatever the reason for dropout, then they have something to take with. So this, you don't need to wait to finish your higher education. You can start with businesses anytime, wherever you are, and then so it will make a difference. And I'm glad that I'll be able to make a difference in my students' lives, and then they'll be able to make a difference in the entire society.
Okay, my name is Moses Macheke. I'm a lecturer at Valley University of Technology. I'm lecturing business management. The training session was quite good. It was quite engaging, and the people here were quite interesting, friendly, and the facilitator as well really worked very hard into bringing us on board to participate almost in each and every activity that was given to us. It was quite good. Out of these 2 days, what I've learned is, every piece of information that concerns the business, it becomes very important that you consider it to make sound decisions. Because if you don't have all that piece of information and don't know how to use it, eventually it may cause your business to run on a deficit. The information is very important, and again, how you can actually use it. Processing the information correctly, it's very important. Since I'm teaching business management and even entrepreneurship, I realized that to come up with business ideas, you need to really use this information, and I'll basically teach my students to make use of a business simulation, because actually it makes them to bring the real life situation almost closer to them, thus making them to be able to can make sound decisions on making businesses to succeed.
Hi, my name is Patani Lennon Makuba. I'm an alumni of Enactus. I've learned about financial awareness and commercial awareness when it comes to entrepreneur, and as I came in with an entrepreneur mindset, I have learned a lot, and I've also improved on my entrepreneurial skills. What I've learned is problem solving, innovation, but especially when it comes to, we've been given a cow, just like to make a business around that cow, and then we just have to come up with the problem solving, and then without killing a cow, to make a business which is productive around the cow. The business mindset of being an entrepreneur is around only one cow, we just have to come with ideas on how we can make that businesses around the cow. And we also learned something on how about improving some employable skills that we can learn through the entrepreneurship, how can we pass it to the next generation. This learning in my life, it has improved my leadership skills. Obviously, I'm going to start something, and then I need people to follow me, because if I can't be able to educate someone, I can't be able to be a leader. So that's what I've also learned in this workshop.
My name is Selina Mashangu. I'm from the Valley University of Technology. I work as a senior administrator in the office of the executive team. I'm also an advisor to our Enactus team. I really enjoyed being here. I enjoyed the teamwork. I enjoyed the people that I worked with, and the spirit inside, in the venue. It made me realize a certain potential about myself that I didn't think I have. Yes, especially when coming to innovation. I never thought that I can be so innovative in ideas, but now I realize that I'm fine. You know what? Being the faculty advisor, I realized that our last year's team and this year's team, there is still a lot of communication to be done amongst them. So being here has given me that edge. I know like the approach. I know like how to approach them, and I know what is it that I have to do with them so that they can be one. Yes, because there's like a division in the camp. But now from this workshop, I realized that I have learned a skill on how to make them one and see things the same.